What's going on, guys? Biddy here, and here is my tournament recap of Smash Valley 5 that happened this past weekend. Well, it was really only a one-day event, so this past Saturday, I believe the 18th it was, at Penn State University in Pennsylvania. So, yeah, I haven't done, I know I haven't made many videos lately besides stream highlights and random stuff, but I'm slowly, getting back into the groove of making YouTube videos, so I'm going to be posting a Get to Know the Pros on Monday, so stay tuned for that, as well as other videos in the meantime, so just stay updated by following me on my Twitter. So anyways, Smash Valley 5 wasn't that big of a tournament, but it was a great experience for me and an opportunity I was very grateful to have. So I was literally I believe I was on my way to a local, and about 2 months ago in December. And this guy asked me on Twitter, like, hey, you should... I'm sorry, I just lost my phone. He goes, like, hey, you should talk to... And he adds, the TL of the tournament, Kalel. Shoutouts to him, by the way. I'll get into him more a little later. The guy goes, you should talk to him about coming to a tournament, Smash Valley 5, that's taking place in February. And then before I could reply, the guy replied, he's like, yeah, just send me a DM whenever you want to talk. So I sent him a DM and I'm like, hey, what's going on? He was like, not much. So would you be interested in coming to the tournament? And he talks about how he would offer to pay for my bus fare, because the bus trip wasn't the cheapest. It was about $70 for a round trip. But he was like, we'll pay for the trip. You'll have a place to stay for the weekend. And yeah, and I was like, I'm sold. The fact, I haven't had an opportunity where someone paid for anything to have me come out to an event. So that alone, sold me. I was like, alright, let's do this. So we signed up, got me the bus ticket, and I was extremely hyped. So come the tournament weekend, the Friday, my friend Apple drops me off in Philly where the bus is. And he drops me off there. I got a little lost and a little confused on which bus it was, and I almost fucked up, but luckily talking to a couple people that were waiting in line were able to help me figure out where the actual line for my bus is, because I believe I was in the wrong line for a bit, but yeah, it happens. So I get on the bus, and then I'm off to Penn State. It took 4 hours. Oh my goodness. It was quite the trip, and I could barely sleep on it because I'm not able to sleep on unless I was really tired, but I got a lot of sleep the night before, so I was literally on my phone really most of the time. But nonetheless, I get there and I meet up with Sinji, who is a Pac-Man player from New York and who I teamed with this weekend. Wow, I just lost track. So I meet up with him inside a Walmart, and this dude I forget his name, and I didn't really talk to him that much. He literally just picked us up from there, brought us to Penn State, and dropped us off at the building where a bunch of people were playing friendlies. And he's like, alright, there and there. I'm like, okay, cool. So shout out to that guy. Shout outs to everyone at the in the PSU Smash scene, and as well as Kalel, by the way. I just want to make sure I get that out there. They were very grateful people, very awesome, very chill, and made me feel welcomed, made me feel special, made me feel a lot of things, and I'm very happy about that. So anyways, we get dropped off at this student center type thing, and then he told us to go inside the game room or whatever, and told us how to get in there. So we go in there, we see a couple setups and people playing Smash. And they were like, oh, so you're Biddy and Sinji, and we're like, yeah. So, and then they're like, alright, let's play and stuff. So yeah, we got to play them. And the players I met there were Psycho Maiko, who's a pretty good Falco / Cloud, Marco Polo, who I believe is a Cloud, Chemo, who is a lot of characters, but I know main's Bayonetta, and then just a bunch of other people. And me and Sinji practiced doubles, and by the way, Sinji is a fucking god in doubles, I'll throw that out there. But yeah. So we played a bunch of friendlies and whatnot. It was a very chill night. Met up with MVD later in the night because he was there as well. The main big names at the tournament for Smash 4 were me, Sinji, MVD, and Wadi. But yeah, I got to chat with MVD a lot, and it was very nice. I haven't really gotten to talk to him that much since the Brawl days, so it was very refreshing. And he is definitely the homie. Shout out to him. But after all that, me, Sinji, and MVD go with this guy, Muffin Man. Shout out to him, by the way, for rooming us for the weekend. You're the boy. We go back to his apartment, and we crash there, and then the next morning comes, and we head to the tournament. So, the tournament was mainly a Melee event, where Melee was capped at 256 entrants, and Wii U had 69. But I wasn't going to complain about that low entrant count. It was still a very awesome event. So, doubles started at around 11:30. Me and Sinji have our first round. We play our first 2 doubles matches. We win them 2-0. And our winner's semi set, because there were 19 teams, by the way. We played against Mav and Midnight, I believe it was. I think, yeah. Mav and Midnight, who they went Lucario Cloud, and that was annoying, especially the Lucario. But yeah, me and Sinji ran Toon Link Pac-Man, by the way. So that pretty much went to game 3, and we got it. And then we played MVD and Wadi in winners finals, where they 3-0'd us, and it was a little sloppy on my end, nonetheless. Like, Sinji pretty much carried me in doubles, I'll admit it. Like, I wasn't sure how to team with Pac-Man, but he teamed with Jash a bunch, so he kind of knew which should flow. And then in losers finals, we played against Volt and Chrome Fighter, who is a DK Diddy. They played DK Diddy. So we played them, losers finals, 3 of them. And then we got to Grands, and Sinji's like, alright, I'm gonna go Mega Man. I'm like, you have a Mega Man? He's like, yeah. I'm like, alright, let's go. And it actually went to game 5. It was pretty close, but they ended up taking it, and we got second in doubles. So yeah, that was fun. And then got into singles. Won my first 2 matches 2-0, and then I played. Oh, actually, no, I scratched that. I played Leo L30, but people call him Leo in winners my second match, and he took a game off me with Fox. Like, this weekend pretty much showed I really need to work on the Fox matchup more. So I beat his Cloud game 1, 2 stocked pretty convincingly. And I'm not trying to brag, but it was 2 stock nonetheless. But game 2 he switched to Fox, and it went like sort of last hit, and he took it. And I was like, I am not losing this early. So I went, and then I 2-stocked him back game 3, just because I was making sure he wasn't able to get the kill. But he was a pretty decent opponent. Yeah, one of the showings that I need to work on the Fox matchup. So then I played Chemo in winners finals, and he's a Bayonetta main, and I'm like, I don't feel like playing Bayonetta, but I didn't say anything, obviously. And then we go into playing, and he picks Dark Pit first, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay, it was a decently close match. It was like 1 stock 20%ish, but I was able to take it, and I'm like, okay, now he's probably gonna go Bayonetta. Like, that's what I'm thinking, right? And he goes Roy, and I'm like, what? I asked him, I'm like, what's going on? He was like, it's my Roy. I'm like, you got it. And then we played, and that one was like a JV2. No, I think it was a high percent 2-stock. Nonetheless, I took it pretty convincingly, won it 2-0. And I was like, why didn't you go Bayo? He's like, oh, I'm not a fan of that matchup with Toon Link. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. I'm like, well, it's a pretty decent matchup, and we played a bit of friendlies and whatnot. He's a cool guy. So after that, that was to get out of pools, and that was to get into winners quarters, where my first match was against Immortal, who is a Bowser player. Game 1, I wasn't able to get the kill, and he killed me with like the Bowser side B at like 75%, and yeah, I died to it. And he popped off or whatever. It was, like, I sometimes like it when people pop off on me, because I'm like, geez, like, I'm a good win to these guys. So he popped off, and like people were getting hype and stuff for him, and I'm like, all right, like, time to actually go like Ultra Camp Overdrive mode. And then I 2-stocked in game 2, and then game 3 was like just almost a JV2, but I ended up taking it 2-1. Had to seal it up and get into winner semis to play fucking Wadi. So I had to play Wadi. Now I normally enjoy I enjoy the Mewtwo matchup. I like fighting him. I don't know why, but I do. But nonetheless, I knew I wasn't getting his Mewtwo. He went Rob on me, because the first time we played, he went Rob on me, and he 2-0'd me, but this was like 6-7 months ago, something like that. And I'm pretty sure I've talked to him before about me not liking the Rob match. Probably like at that tournament that he beat me. I probably told him I didn't like the Rob matchup, so he went Rob, and he won it 3-0. Yep. I really don't like the Rob matchup, guys. If you are actually curious to know, I definitely need to work on it a bit more, especially getting around gyro and either just keeping my distance or getting in correctly. I don't know. It's a matchup I will get better in due time. But he won at 3-0. 3 like okay close. You know, like 2 of them probably were like in his favor, like hard in his favor. I think one of them was like decently close, but he got it. He's a good as fuck Rob too. He's not just a Mewtwo player, guys, just so you know. So I moved down to losers quarters and I play Volt, who is the match you're watching right now. So I beat him game 1 somewhat convincingly, and then he switches to Diddy, and I 2-stock his Diddy because I enjoy the Diddy matchup more than Fox. And then he proceeds to win the next 2 games with Fox, and I'm like bugging out because like the whole Fox matchup thing is getting to me. And then he has all of his homies by his side, and I'm like, I just need to like zen out and like focus and get this win because I know I can win, obviously. So game 5, because this is best of 5 by the way. So game 5 happens, and I win it with like one stock like 30% ish. But I played well, better that game than games 3 and 4, so I was able to seal it out. Shoutouts to Volt, he's a cool dude, and he's a player with good potential, so to be on the lookout for him. He's from Pittsburgh area. So I get to lose the semis where I play Sinji, and pretty much he 3-0s me. Like, I Pac-Man's an odd matchup. I don't have much experience with it. He plays Jash a lot, so he knows the matchup. And like one of the games or 2 of the games were pretty close, but nonetheless he just took it. He got that 3-0, and I ended up with 4th out of 69 players. So I'm like, that's like the placing I thought I was gonna get, so I'm satisfied. And then after I hung out with MVD Adamisk, shoutouts to him too. He's sort of Smash 4, not really, but he's more melee. But we went to the bar, got drinks, fucking whiskey sours are the shit, and had a great night, end of the night, and then came back home the next day. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up here because the video's about to finish. So yeah, shoutouts to Kalel and the PSU Smash scene. I'll have links to their Twitters as well as their YouTube channels where you can check the VODs for the tournament. And I will be doing my best to make it to Smash Valley 6. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Much appreciated. I'm gonna be busting out more videos as time comes on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.